My first question to everyone is, from all of your personal perspectives, what is an SLA? And anyone can speak first.
An SLA is, to me, it's someone who kind of guides the younger years, and it's like you offer them, it's offering them guidance where the teacher can't give them it. It's like that bridge between the high person and them is the middle factor where we can tell them and that they can feel comfortable because we're just like them. We experience what they're going through, so we have first-hand experience. Whereas a teacher may not. Like they set the work, but they don't do the work. They don't know what it's like. So
I would agree as to when he said the bridge. I would think SLA is a bridge between the students and the lecturer, because that bridge allows students to feel comfortable with crossing boundaries that they wouldn't if SLAs weren't there.
Yeah, I think that's, when I describe it to friends or family, it's pretty much what I say. It's like the middle person between, your first year students and either a tutor or a lecturer, because they can come to you with personal stuff as well. It's not just academic, so you can help them with just sharing your experience, I think, which, lecturers might not.
Yeah, I think the name says it all, like student learning assistant. It's just helping other students, and we're at the same level as them, so we can kind of give them the same perspective that we had at that, in that year and that course.
Yeah, I agree with Sophie, because it's like they feel more comfortable talking to us because we just students, just second year students. So whereas sometimes they're not really comfortable talking to lecturers because they're intimidated, they're more likely to talk to us about more personal and in a more casual way.
And I know you guys obviously all feel comfortable with being SLAs, but what was the reason that you all took the role in the first place? Like, what motivated you to want to take the role? You could have said no.
For me, I think this was a very good rewarding system. Supposedly, you got good grades or whatever, and then you would have an email saying, hey, would you want to take this on? And it's kind of like a reward. So that was one of the first things. And second of all, I think it looks really good in your CV, but it also, I think I've learned a lot. It may not be like, I don't know how to put it into words, maybe the experience that I've gathered so far, but it's definitely helped.
yeah, I agree with everything there, because it's like, especially in terms of there's a lot of things that they teach you in the first year. It's what we did in first year too. They have some adjustments, but it's reinforcing what we know. I've used some of the things from their lessons in the essays I've done now, because it's kind of reinforced and made me remember things I might have forgotten. So yeah, it's definitely reinforcing.
And it's fun. It is sometimes fun. And even though I personally was a bit scared I wouldn't be able to handle it, I think, well, in my case, my brother helped me. He did something similar when he was second and third year student, so he sort of gave me that nice push. But yeah, and it is profitable for your CV and for your personal experience.
It's a good job to start with. Like, for example, I haven't had a proper job, and I would say this was like my first proper job. I've been teaching like younger kids to learn English, but I never had a proper paid job, and so I think it's a good starting job to ease off.
And it's also good because it doesn't really interfere with what you do here. So it is a full-time job in the sense that you pretty much work when you are requested, but that doesn't interfere with anything that you do in your own course, which is I think is more beneficial than having a full-time job somewhere else.
And yeah, because it's uni-based, they actually also already gave us our timetable that made sure it didn't clash with any of our classes or anything, so it's not like you have to stop doing something to do this. So.
And I think even in the first email that our module leader sent out to us, she stressed it very hard that she understands that university and studying is our priority. So it shouldn't clash with our classes or seminars.
And what skills do you guys believe that you need to work in the media field?
I feel like you have to be very confident.
Just the media field or with students?
Just the media field on a whole.
Creative.
Approachable.
Teamwork.
Just gonna say that.
Special.
And reliable as well.
And do you feel that being an SLA has added to those skills or allowed you to improve those skills you didn't have them before? Like, have you become more reliable now? Have you managed your time better now that you're an SLA?
Yeah, well, maybe like confidence. Like, I'm not the most confident person, but it like helps you open to people. You don't know, like helping other students does kind of help you, like make you feel better with you because you're helping other people. I don't know.
Yeah, because if you don't have that confidence, you pretty much cannot do your job as an SLA. So, that definitely helps with confidence for sure.
And has being an SLA encouraged you to pursue a career in the media field? Why or why not? And or has it like pushed you away? Like, do you want to go into the media field now, or do you feel like maybe it's not exactly where you want to be?
I don't really think it's influenced that decision as such.
Yeah.
It's more
It
of
doesn't
a,
have anything to do with
it's more of just for now to
For now,
reinforce what we know to get like, of our media skills. So maybe in terms of transferable skills, it's given us things, but it hasn't really influenced the decision.
Decision. I wouldn't think that being an SLA would do
Well,
anything with my
Maybe a bit.
right.
It has
Okay.
for me. I'm exactly where I want to be. I want to teach, so this is the first job you could possibly get towards getting that, like the first step that you can possibly do in a university and it's pretty cool that we get to do it while we're still studying. I mean, I won't have to get this job again in 7 years.
Yeah,
time.
I agree with that.
And what we said at the very beginning, boost your CV. Therefore, you might, after doing this for a few months, we might feel a bit now more confident about our future prospect for a job. So in that way, it might sort of encourage us to get a job in media department, media industry.
And what are the biggest obstacles that you guys face as an SLA in reference to like the teachers, the students, or like fellow SLAs? Does everyone get along? Are there any arguments that you guys had that you had to like overcome?
I think the only obstacle, we've had is with the lecturer. He hasn't given us a lot of time to speak. I mean, he does take over a lot of the seminar time. So if we did want to get involved more, I mean, we have to open windows ourselves. But I mean, having overcome that, because I've gone quite a few times now, I feel like I'll just get involved now, just myself, without waiting for the lecturer to. Because in the beginning I was like, is he going to let me speak? Does he want me to speak? But now it's okay. So I think that was the only challenge in the beginning, to adjust to how your lecturer teaches and how he wants the SLA in their class, in his class or her class, to get involved.
I think one of the obstacles with the students is getting to push the barrier that they kind of put. I mean, in the seminars you can definitely go to them and ask, what have you been talking about, do you understand what you're going to do and stuff, but a lot of the times you get a no, as in, I'm okay, I don't need your help, everything's fine. And then when the group gets together, you see that they weren't fine and that they could have used maybe a little help. So I think it's a bit difficult sometimes to actually help them because they don't necessarily want your help, or they're too shy to ask for yourself, or embarrassed, which is, it's ridiculous. There's no point for you to be embarrassed because I'm asking if you need help, But yeah,
I feel like I didn't have that. I feel because a few of the last ones I went to, because the students have already seen me first, that like when they see me, I mean in the beginning when they just first saw me, they're like, who's this chick? And then I think the more they saw me, they just felt comfortable enough to just be like, oh, actually I do need help and stuff like that.
No, yeah, but I mean in the beginning. I mean, I had
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
had a
yeah.
meeting with one of the students to talk about like the first formative assessment they got,
Okay.
and we met. We actually met for like an hour, and I asked, "Is there anything else? Are you sure everything's fine?" She was like, "Yeah, everything's great." And then I got another 2 or 3 emails from her the same day, asking stuff that she could have asked me in person. You know. I don't know.
Ironically, students can be the biggest obstacle sometimes. Like with Sophie, we have a seminar with Nana, and students don't attend the lecture, they don't do the readings, and instead of doing group exercises where we come in and we help them, Nana has to recap on the whole
Yeah.
lecture.
Yeah.
So we don't really have time, or even the fact that they don't do the work, they don't do the readings, or they don't attend the lecture. It makes our work harder because we're there to facilitate, not to teach them. We shouldn't give them the right answer. We should sort of maintain what they have learned already, which is really hard when you start from that the lowest, the bottom
Yeah, if
point.
they have no idea what was talked about in the lecture. It's like you want to talk with them about certain concepts that they would have heard in the lecture, but then they have no idea what they are because they didn't attend or do the reading.
For sure, I think it's definitely that it's small, but teachers can be a big obstacle. Like I went to, I'll keep it anonymous, in Phil's class, and the lady, like, okay, she's a nice lady, whatever, but her attitude is like, she's like a bloody surfer chick. Like, she's like, oh no, they feel tired today, so I won't really talk to them and get them to answer questions because they feel tired. So, and then she tells them, oh, if you guys want to go, like, you can just go. And I'm just like, okay, you're a teacher. You're going to make our job harder because we're sitting here. And when she does make us go around, you can just see that, because they're used to this situation where they can just sit and do nothing. That is almost like a new situation for them when someone comes to them and asks them, what have you done? Or, what do you think about this? So, I mean, yeah, definitely teachers can be a big issue, especially when they're lazy.
Okay. And how does being an SLA change your approach towards your field of study? Like, has it helped you be better at essay writing, giving you more confidence in different concepts? Like, you were talking about that, so like, how has it motivated you to do better in what you're studying?
I went to a time management, what was it called, one of those drop-in sessions with the teachers to pick up more skills, and that's kind of helped. I mean, it's kind of, by learning, she gave techniques like, calendars and all that stuff, and it's helped me a bit because I do things earlier as opposed to later. So, I mean, there are some definite skills.
Anything else? No improvement in your like essay writing or
I mean, I haven't been
structure
in
or
it like
anything?
for too long to be able to say it's helped me with anything to do with like the way I've learned or the way I do things in the course now. Yeah.
Okay.
It does help you recap, but I don't think it kind of helps you in writing or anything.
You
Because
know.
it's not really a writing class or anything. It's just kind of helps